Hey everybody, how are you today? I'm so excited to tell you about what we're going to be learning about in math this week. This is something completely new. We've worked on it a little bit in our morning work, but for the most part, we haven't had any instruction on this topic for math. So listen closely. I went to this school and I got my big clock so that I could show you some things that we're going to be learning about this week in math with telling time. I want you to make sure that you are on this red sheet, even though the date is incorrect at the top. This is the sheet that we'll be working for May 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And we're in the math section down here on the bottom. Okay, you got a couple of posters in your packet this week to kind of help you understand what we're going to be doing, which is time to the hour, okay? The first poster that I want you to look at is this one right here, and it tells you about the different hands that are on the clock, okay? It shows you where the hands are, and then it gives you some information down here on the bottom. It tells you that the short hand is the hour hand. The long hand is the minute hand. There are 60 minutes in an hour. The clock also has 12 numbers on it, and they go around in the circle. We like to call this the clock's face. Okay? The numbers start at 12 and then go around this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay? It also talks on here about how when you read time and the long hand is pointing to the 12, you're going to say o'clock. All right. And you're going to think about the o'clock as being written with 2 zeros. And it shows you how to do that digitally down here as well. Most clocks that we look at are digital clocks. If you think about your cell phone, or I should say your mom's cell phone, maybe an iPad, a computer, all of those things, your watch most of the time, all of those things are written in digital time. We're going to learn how to write digital time, and we're going to learn how to write what we call analog time, which is like the clock face, by looking at the clock face and telling what time it is, okay? On the back of that same poster, there's some more helpful information about how there are 24 hours in a day, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 12 hours in the AM, and 12 hours in the PM. And then there's a little drawing down here that shows you that AM is mostly the wee hours of the morning. AM means after midnight. And then PM are usually the hours in the afternoon. It means post midnight. And there's some information drawn down there to kind of show you the times of the day. Okay, I brought my Judy clock, and we're going to get that out in just a second. It's a big clock, and it has hands on it that you can move. And if we were in our classroom, I have some little ones that I let you play with as well. I usually let you cut and paste a clock, so we definitely included that in your activities. I'm going to show you a way that you can put this together and move the hands around in just a second. But this will be something that'll help you this week when you're learning to tell time. Now, telling time is something that your parents are really super good at. So they can help you with this a whole lot. Usually when we're in the classroom, we tell time to the hour and the half hour in first grade. But because we're under these kind of circumstances and everybody's learning at home, Miss Wilson's teaching at home, we're just going to stick to time for the hour right now, and then we'll catch you up on that next year in math, okay? So don't worry about that. All right, let's look at our very first activity that we're going to be doing for the week. And this is about things that you would do during the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. So I want you to look at each of these pictures. I want you to use these words above, morning, afternoon, and evening, to decide when you would do these things. So let's do an example. Okay, this person is sleeping. Okay, would you sleep for the most part in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening? Okay, it would be evening. So you would write the word evening here. Okay, the next one is a picture of eggs and toast. When do you normally eat eggs and toast? Is it the morning, the afternoon, or the evening? It's usually the morning. So you would write morning right here. You can use the words up here so that you know how to spell them correctly on the line. Okay, on the back is just a practice of your addition and subtraction with bigger numbers. You still have your number line for that. You can use that, or you can use any of the strategies we've already talked about. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put together your clock. Okay, now if you want to cut this out, you can. If you want to cut out the whole big clock face, you're definitely going to cut out these two hands. Remember, we already talked about this. The short hand tells us the hour. This one is going to be the shortest. The long hand tells us the minute. Okay, that's going to be the minute hand. All right, let me tell you a way that you can put these on your clock and you can move them around. So listen closely, okay? All right, if you have a paper clip at your house, which some of your packets have been held together with paper clips, so you probably have one or two, your parents probably do as well, okay? You can take a short paper clip and a long paper clip, and you can put them on top of these two things. I would probably put the short paper clip over here, the long paper clip over here. You can glue that down. Okay, then you can take your pencil and you can put your paper clip ends with your hands, glue the ends of the paper clip kind of toward the end of the line. You can put your pencil and just kind of hold it like this and put your paper clips on there, and then you can move the hands around. Okay, so just some paper clips and your pencil, and just put your pencil right in the middle, and that will let you move the hands around to kind of find the times if you want to practice doing that, okay? All right, on the next page, this is 14.2, you're going to be practicing writing your times to the hour, okay? So you're going to look at the shorthand first to see where the hour is pointing, and that's going to give you the first thing that you're going to write. So this one would be 5. I thought it was going to be 7. I'm looking upside down. 5. 5 is your answer. 5 is your first number, and then o'clock. And if you remember back on this very first page with the poster, it told you how to write o'clock. You're going to write that with 2 zeros. Okay, so on here, you're going to write 500 because that is 5 o'clock. Okay, you're going to look at your next clock. The shorthand, which is the hour hand, that's the one we write down first, is pointing to the 10. So your 10 is going to go here. Then you're going to write the o'clock because it's pointing to the 12, which is the 00. Same thing over here. The hour hand is the shorthand. It's pointing to the 9. Nope, sorry, 3. Trying to read it through the back of the page. All right, and you're going to write your hour here, which is 3, and then o'clock, which is written 00. Okay, we've done a little bit of this on morning work, so I know that you kind of have an idea, but I just wanted to make sure we went over it several times, okay? On this next activity, oh, and I forgot to show you another practice page on the back of addition and subtraction. Okay, on the next page, which is a front and a back, you're going to draw the clock hands, okay? So this is probably where you making that clock is going to help you because you could find the time like 3 o'clock. You could make your clock say 3 o'clock, and then you could draw your hands on this clock face where they would go. Your short hand's going to be pointing to the 3, and your long hand's going to be pointing to the 12. Now, I know, boys and girls, it's hard to make the clock hands really straight, but I want you to try, and I want you to try really hard to make the hour hand shorter than the minute hand so that your parents can tell you know the difference between the hour hand and the minute hand. Okay, you're going to do that for the front and the back. So I'm going to use my Judy Clock real quick. Let me grab it. This is my Judy Clock. And so what I would do if I were you, I'm going to slide the camera back just a tiny bit so you can see. Okay. What I would do is I would take this paper and the clock that you're going to make, and the first one says 3 o'clock. Okay, so I'm going to put my hour hand, which is the short one, on the 3, and I'm going to put my minute hand, which is the long one, on the o'clock. Okay, and then you can use this to help you draw on your paper. All right, let's do a few together. Okay, I'm going to put my minute hand on, my hour hand on the 7, and my minute hand on the 12. Who can tell me what time this is? You guessed it right, 7 o'clock. All right, let's do another one. All right, my hour hand is going to be on the 11. My minute hand is going to be on the 12. What time is this? You guessed it, 11 o'clock. Let's do 1 or 2 more, okay? My hour hand is on the 9. My minute hand is on the 12. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Okay. My hour hand is on the 4. My minute hand is on the 12. What time is it? 4 o'clock. All right, last one. My minute hand is on the 12. My hour hand is on the 2. What time is it? 2 o'clock. Okay? And you can play that game with your sisters, your brother, your mom or dad. That will be something fun for you to do to kind of review telling time to the hour. Okay? On the next page, you're going to have some clocks. Okay? And they're in boxes, and the directions say, find and color all the clocks that show 8 o'clock. So you're going to look at all of these in here. If it shows 8 o'clock, you can color it. Okay, over here, you're going to do the same thing for 10 o'clock. On the back, 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Nope, sorry, 3 o'clock. Okay, so you're just going to color all the clocks that say that time. And then on this activity page, you're going to need your scissors and glue. And you're going to be matching the clock face, or the analog clock, to the digital clock. Okay, so you're going to look and see, okay, this says little hand is on the 10, that's the hour, 10. The long hand is on the 12, that's o'clock, so this is 10 o'clock. I'm going to look over here and I'm going to find the digital clock that says 10 o'clock. Make one piece of trash, cut it out, stick it right here beside it. Okay, you're going to do the same thing for the next one. The little hand or the hour hand is on the 4. The minute hand is on the 12. That's the long hand. So this is going to be 4 o'clock. You're going to cut out the digital clock that matches it and put it right beside there. Okay? All right, let's review really quick before we jump off. Okay? This, boys and girls, is a clock's face. It kind of looks like a round face, like you would maybe draw. Okay? Inside the clock's face are numbers. There are 12 numbers. The 12 starts at the top, and then it goes all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It goes all the way around in a circle. Okay, those are the hours. All right. There are 12 hours in the AM, or the early morning times, and there are 12 hours in the PM, or the afternoon and evening times. Okay, all right. These little bitty lines that are along the clock, those are minutes. Okay, and there are 60 minutes. If we went around and counted all these little blue dots, there would be 60 minutes in an hour. Okay? Every time this minute hand goes all the way around the clock. Okay, I'm going the wrong way, sorry. Let me see if I can hold it better where you can see. It changes hours. Okay, so every time this goes around, you can see it, the hour hand is moving to the 5, and then the 6, and then the 7. It keeps going on and on and on. So that's how the time changes. Now, it goes very slow, so you really don't realize it. But if you sit and watch the clock sometimes, you can see the hands move just a tiny little bit. We also need to remember that the two main hands that we're talking about on the clock are the short hand and the long hand. The short hand is pointing usually to the hour, and the long hand is pointing to the minute. Okay? I hope you have a great week learning about time. I know that your parents can help you with this because they're great at telling time. But if you do have any questions or need any help, your parents or you can always email me and I would be happy to help you. I'm going to give you 2 thumbs up for doing a great job with time to the hour this week. Bye.